to share a thought with you on the problems, a remedy to the problems that we face. Every individual faces a problem or problems, but the perspectives to problems is what we really need to clarify on before we go to look at three major remedies to every problem, irrespective of what perspective of problem that it is. First of all, there are the usual challenges of life, like the challenge of getting education, developing yourself, the challenge of doing a business or working, to earn a living, and other related challenges, like the challenges of building a family and all of that. Those are usual challenges that everyone must go through. And anyone that refuses such challenge definitely becomes a reckless person, an irresponsible person. Alright, so it's understood that we all have, a similar, usual or normal challenges to face. Alright, just like in mathematics, they talk about solving a problem. Okay, those are like intellectual demands that you need to face. They are actually not problems on the negative. They are just usual problems that proves how intellectually sound you are in maths. So here we're looking at how to solve problems, and I've talked about the first perspective of problem, the problem of getting development, getting education, the problem of doing a business, the problem of working for an organization and being able to earn a living, problem of raising a family, and other related usual problems that we face in life. But there is another perspective of problems which I call trials, and these are problems that are unusual in the sense that these are problems that comes from your environment, problems from friends, problems from family members who do not wish you well, problems from colleagues in the office who do not wish you well, problems from your bosses, problems from your employees, problems from all around you, problems that you do not want, problems that you never intended to have, problems that you so detest, problems that you're praying not to have, but eventually you find yourself having them just because of the kind of persons that surrounds you. Everyone have these kinds of problems as well. But whichever they are, whether it is the usual challenges of life or demands of life which we must undertake or meet up with, like getting development, doing a business to earn a living, working to earn a living, alright, raising a family, giving usual support to the members of your family and friends. They are usual problems or challenges. Whether it is this perspective of challenge or this other perspective of challenge that there are troubles from also family members, troubles from friends, troubles from even people you do not know before, that poses some kind of threats on your comfort. Whichever they are, there are three secrets that I have to share with you today. Alright, and the first secret is called time. Every problem, every challenge can be resolved in time. Sometimes you're faced with a kind of challenge that you feel that it cannot be solved, it cannot be resolved, because at the moment that it came, you tend not to have a solution. But I'm trying to tell you something. If you can only allow time, because time has an answer to every problem. Everything you think you cannot handle can actually be handled if you allow time. Even when it's as though there is no solution, you can just shut your mind at the moment and forget about it, okay? And just allow yourself. And you discover that as time goes by, ideas, solutions, ways forward begin to come up. Why? Because you waited for time. You know why I'm sharing this? I'm sharing this because a lot of people have died of depression. A lot of people have died of, heart attack. A lot of people have died, of so-called disappointment because they felt that what they wanted is not coming at the moment. But they forgot that time is actually a mystery behind the solving of any problem. Yeah, time is a key factor. If you can only give time to anything that you want, time that to anything that you so desire, time to even the problems that comes your way that you never wanted, time can only create a space for you to solve those problems. Number two thing I want to tell you, apart from time, is people. We need humans. Let me tell you, you cannot be an island. You need people in your life. Never you pray that you shouldn't have people in the time of difficulties or troubles, because you will regret ever having such kind of situation. So I want to let you know something, that time is a very great asset. People are a very great asset to our success in life. If you want to truly succeed, you need people, because people are the greatest asset you can ever think about. Even when your money cannot help you, human beings can become a circle. Human beings can become a sort of help. So in whatever you're doing, try to recognize the fact that you need time and you need people. The things that your money cannot do for you, the things that you cannot do when you don't even have the money, people can become the source of relief for you. So that's why I want to advise you to keep the right people around you. Make sure you always flock with the right people from your family, from among friends, all right, from among colleagues, from among business partners. Just make sure that you always have the right people around you, because they will become a great asset to you in due course when you truly need them. And when you never even thought that these persons may become a succor to you, they will definitely become a succor to you. And the third asset is what I call strategy. Strategy you can refer to as idea or wisdom or knowledge or understanding. And I want to tell you this. While you're waiting for time, you need to use your initiatives. Several times we pray for solutions. Several times we pray for our problems to be lifted. Several times we pray for our problems to be solved. But we fail to realize that most of the things we're praying for, God has given us the capacity for inventive thought and reasoning to solve those problems. So if you can go back to strategies, to ideas, to wisdom, to initiatives, within the time that you're waiting, think. Within the time that you're waiting, brood over that. Within the time that you're waiting, learn how to meditate on issues that you think you need a solution to. And you'll be surprised, you'll be amazed at how this works. Do you know why? Because human beings are prolific in nature. Human beings are an inexhaustible well of thoughts and wisdom and understanding in nature. And what it means is that there's always a solution in human. There's always a solution in human. If you can realize this, all you need to do is to allow time, so that within the time frame you can come up with the right thoughts as concerning the issue that you have at hand, whether they are the negative or the positive perspective of problems. But I want to guarantee you that when you give attention to strategy, because when we talk about strategy, I'm talking about having an idea that is backed up with a well thought out plan on how to tackle your problems. It doesn't matter how much you believe that your problems will be solved. If you don't give attention to coming up with a solution on how you can resolve them, you may wait for the rest of your life without having the problem solved. So thinking about how to solve your problem could mean talking to people. It could mean coming up with a concept. It could mean doing something. It could mean anything that could serve as a solution to that problems. And I tell you, if you will learn how to allow time when you're faced with a challenge, a problem, a difficulty, if you can recognize that people are an asset, and if you can rely on strategy, ideas, then you are sure to succeed. My name is